It's a word that for decades has been considered insensitive at best, totally offensive at worst. But Brian Jean dropped it in conversation this week, and he is paying the price. The United Conservative Party leadership candidate was talking openly to reporters when he said it, but he has stayed behind the keyboard to apologize. And some say that isn't good enough. Kathy Lee reports.
I think it's inappropriate.
Not very cool.
I personally don't agree with it.
Swift reaction from Calgarians, all critical of a word United Conservative Party leadership candidate Brian Jean said in a recent interview criticizing the Premier of Quebec for opposing the Energy East project.
They don't believe in Energy East. They would rather support a dictator and his abusive system to the people that he controls rather than good, clean Alberta energy. Like, it's ridiculous and retarded.
This comes as Alberta's UCP's second leadership debate is scheduled for Thursday night in Edmonton. Jean has since said sorry. In a tweet, "I apologize for my regretful word choice, but not for standing up forcefully for Albertans against QC politicians." Quebec Premier Phillipe Couillard didn't address the remark, but members of the NDP government did, calling the word in question unacceptable, but also a distasteful and unprofessional way to do business.
When we actually need to work to get our resources to market, which means we need to work with those governments in Quebec, in BC, in all other parts of the province. And when we have Brian Jean using language like that that's divisive, that distracts from the work of making life better for Albertans and getting our products to market.
That's cool. So this went into the kiln.
A representative for the Indefinite Arts Centre, who works with developmentally disabled artists, doesn't believe Twitter is the appropriate platform for apologies. Jung Suk has written to Brian Jean, inviting him down to the facility to learn from the people there.
Words like that are very painful, because I think we are working so hard in our sector in particular in trying to change the way people perceive those living with disabilities. And so when we see somebody so high up, so prominent in our political landscape, using a word like that, it just reminds me, it reminds all of us that we still have a lot more work to do.
This political scientist says if Jean is sincere, the gaffe won't hurt him.
He deals with it in a, gracious way. Look, I've made a mistake, and he gets to skate away. But if this becomes something that happens next week and the week after, and there's, he's tripping over himself all the time and saying silly things all the time, then it becomes an issue.
And Kathy joins us now. Kathy, Brian Jean has been taken to task in the past for a poor choice of words.
Yeah, Tara, it's not the first time that he's made offside comments. Last fall, Brian Jean had to do damage control for making comments about beating Rachel Notley. I'm sure a lot of people still remember that. And here we are a year later, Tara, and he is in hot water again. You never know, this may come up in tonight's debate in Edmonton. I guess we'll just have to see. Tara, speaking of the debate, there are 3 more before party members elect the party's first leader, and that happens on October 28th. And Tara, people would like to vote. They're going to have to get an active party membership, and the deadline for that is tomorrow, 5 p.m. Back to you, Tara.
Okay, Kathy Lee reporting. Kathy, thank you. We'd like to know if you think Brian Jean's derogatory comment will hurt his bid for the UCP leadership. That is our poll question tonight. You can share your thoughts on our website.